literally does not matter. That flag is the biggest key in this. You gotta focus on that flag. Yeah.
Shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing.
watching it at home. Amazing snatch by Dante.
Doesn't matter how many kills you get because you don't get points. So it's like it literally does not matter. That flag is the biggest key in this. You gotta focus on that flag.
What it do, NSL crew? My name's Luke Bishop. I'm the captain for Obey Airsoft Coalition. And I would like to welcome all of you to the second official NSL tournament in the United States, hosted in CIA Tampa. Hope to see you all there.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts
about this format? How does it play out?
I don't entirely think the format necessarily makes, the game or for the event in particular. The format is just, the icing on the cake to entertain, the community, the players. And just to go off on the format, more about the community, it's really entertaining to see how, all these players, they they show up. It doesn't matter what event, you know, as long as you give them something to be entertained and to enjoy the sport. It's not just a one-sided thing where it has to be ran a certain way or it has to be played a certain way, or we gotta follow these, you know, ideologies of how airsoft should be, but more so of like a variety of what airsoft can give. And I think NSL perfectly did that, you know, giving a whole different style, a whole different, you know, format, rules, whole different culture. You know, it's exciting to see the Europe teams show, you know, what they're made of. And I'm not gonna lie, they're really impressive. You know, they've ran this event for, I don't know how long, probably more than a year. But in that amount of time, they've grown the sport. They've grown it in their area. They've tweaked on it. You know, they learned what was the pros and cons out of, you know, overall in airsoft, you know, what makes, you know, certain brands or certain companies do so well, maybe where the, you know, the downsides of it, but they try and capitalize on, you know, what the people should see. You know, I see a lot of, you know, a lot more refs on the field. I see, you know, when I first heard about the tournament, a lot of people were complaining about the price. But if you're really down, if you're ready to go down into a sport like this, you know, money is just, you know, an expense that you have to make. And aside from that, dude, everything is great. Honestly, good facility, you know, Bert's doing his role, the teams, Europe, they're showing off, you know, how they play, and then we're here to learn, we're here to understand, and then we're here to replicate that and try and, you know, hopefully do better than what they do in Europe. So
I'm glad that you like the format, and I agree with you. It's for me and myself as a player, as you know, and with my team, it's brand new, but it's exciting, and I love the format of it. It's different for me now that we start with a flag instead of we're chasing after the flag, you know, in the center or anything like that. So it's interesting switch up, and I think that this helps bring the kind of a competitive world that we was kind of looking for. I think it's just amazing myself, personally.
If people currently aren't excited or happy about what we have now for the competitive side, this is kind of going to give that adjustment on, you know, maybe people can try this format and they'll like it again. They'll come back to play, you know, so, you know, I would love NSL to be here to stay. I would love every other national or worldwide sport competition to be here to stay, because if it's a domino effect. Once when one tournament goes down, once when, you know, the negative outcomes of airsoft come into play, it's going to just be a domino effect of how, you know, people may not be as interested, but we all have to support each other. We have to be open-minded, you know. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time. I truly do, and it's always a pleasure to see you, my man. Y'all heard it right here from Phantom.
literally does not matter. That flag is the biggest key in this. You gotta focus on that flag.
Even now, you're coming up to me, fire lighting up the sky. Feel the ground shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no, I got no rival. Tell me now, what you gonna do? We can do this face to face. The reckoning is coming real soon. Doesn't matter what you say. Try to tell you this is my moment. Can't take mine 'cause I own it. Don't you know that I locked and unloaded? You're out of focus. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got no. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my phone. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no, I got no rival.
it's like it literally does not matter. That flag is the biggest key in this. You gotta focus on that flag. Yeah.
What it do, NSL crew? My name's Luke Bishop. I'm the captain for Obey Airsoft Coalition. And I would like to welcome all of you to the second official NSL tournament in the United States, hosted in CIA Tampa. Hope to see you all there.
I could always be the one you wanna call when it's cold outside. I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts
You're live.
Welcome to ShotZone NSL 2023. We have a full roster out here today of all players over the U.S. We have some great teams here. Some that have played in the past, some this will be their first NSL debut. It's going to be a very exciting weekend, a lot of games. I'll quickly tell you guys about some of the teams we got here. In Group A, we got Nebula, HSA East, PVZ, Bloodline, and OTM. Group B, we have Elite, Off the Grid, East Coast Energy, Murder Inc., SCA, and finishing up in Group C, we have Tacos, HSA West, Chicago Chaos, Jokers, and OTM. So, players have been walking the field. They had a little bit of practice yesterday. Right now they're getting a few things sorted out before we get our first match underway. Thank you guys for tuning in. Layout, as you guys notice, is inflatables. It's a little different, so it'll take a little bit of getting used to for the players that have only ever played on hard bunkers. Walking the field out there, there's some open lanes going out wide, so it'll take a little bit of effort to really get out into those corners without getting picked off and put the players to work. I think you're going to find that if you're looking back to the previous tournament at SCA, the snake was really strong. This tournament, I have a feeling it's not going to be as strong. I've been talking to the players. They've had some practice yesterday and, again, walking this morning for the players that were not here yesterday. And they all told me they felt like snake was definitely playable, but they found that they've been favoring the far side of the field or near side of the field for you guys on the stream for being able to run across the field and get a stronger hold against the other teams. Of course, this is NSL, so we're looking for that offense and defense. Players aren't just playing one style gameplay now. They have to turn and either try and score points by getting the flag all the way across the field in zone 1, 2, or 3, or a flag hang. And then the other side is the defenders, and their goal is just to hold them off and try and hunt down that flag. I was here for the NSL practice too. I was getting to talk to some of the players and see their thoughts and how they're trying to grasp the field. and grasp the gameplay. I think they picked it up fairly quickly, and hopefully that'll transition into today's gameplay for some great, clean gameplay and very aggressive. We do have a lot of aggressive teams out here from history's past. PBZ in Group A is a well-known team around here. We also got Nebula and HSA. They've played here fairly often. OTM, also a great matchup. PBZ and OTM constantly playing it out. Bloodline, I'm not too familiar with Bloodline, so I'm very excited to see how they play this weekend. Group B, Elite Airsoft, man, down in Nashville, they're a well-known team for sure. They have a lot of trophies, a lot of medals. Hi, Opie, it's good to see you. Off the Grid, I got to talk to them, and it's cool. Their name says it all. They're not really much on social media, so you're not going to see a whole lot about them. This will be the change of that, though. Being on the NSL stream, there'll be some documentation of their gameplay. So I think they're a bit of a wild card. East Coast Energy, some big dogs in the East. But yeah, East Coast Energy coming all the way out from Rhode Island. Very exciting to see them play. Murder Inc. They were a team that played at SCA. They got some great experience there, getting to play against some of the Netherlands teams. And then SCA, of course, is a bit of a mix of teams that also played at that tournament last year. Group C, we have Tacos. Gotta love Adam, man. His team coming out. I'm very excited. They picked up that new kid, Sweeney. Still HSA West, Chicago Chaos Jokers, and OTM. Again, man, we got a lot of big guns out here this weekend. They're all looking to get the first trophy in the U.S. for the NSL. We're looking for the first heat. We have HSA East versus OTM 2. That'll be kicking off first. And after that, it'll be PBZ versus Bloodline. It looks like they'll be alternating out. And then second up in the second heat will be Off the Grid and SCA versus, or Off the Grid versus FCA, and then East Coast Energy and Murder Inc. Alrighty, getting ready to get our first match here underway. Yes, tacos are here. I did get to talk to a lot of the teams beforehand. I didn't get to talk to every single team. Let's say OTM 2, they were, when I talked to them before the tournament, they were trying to train and get conditioned for the event. They were looking up the layout on Guns Up and trying to build it themselves a look and see how all the angles are going to look. This isn't their main team, their main roster for their players. Normally OTM will kind of mix and match their players, but they chose to stack their main guys on OTM 1 in that Group C bracket, and OTM 2 is going to have the rest of their players in there. So I'm curious to see how aggressive they'll be, how confident they'll be. But the biggest thing I've seen from all my interviews with the players is that everybody has been reading the rules. So hopefully that'll translate into some really good strategies out here today. A full understanding of the rules will really help them be able to play in an aggressive manner that will be hopefully some high-scoring plays. Zebra Gang looks good out there today for sure.
Time for verbal debauchery is now.
Yeah, in the box.
I do have notes. You typed them up. Look how smart he is. Look, bro, look at that.
Yeah, that's fucking shit. It's OGM on the
Looks like some sort of classified document that you'd give an assassin.
You have separate note for every team.
This is all for airsoft. All this right here. It's like a home loan.
They're haggling me a little bit on my notes here for the event. I just wanted to come in and be able to talk a little bit about the teams.
I do not want to lie to you guys. Predator literally has on pages on pages. Bro, what is this? That's so awesome. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys have a good day today. Let's get to it. Thank you.
Hey, take care, man.
How was your 30-mile-an-hour drive? What was happening?
The cable, throttle, like I lost half my gas pedal. All right, we got both teams out. My parents. All right, 20 seconds left on before we get our first match here underway. Here's the first breakout. Both teams looking pretty aggressive. Going both into the snake. Looking like 5 up on both sides. Pretty spread across the field. Right team moving all the way up to plexi now. Gonna lose their front snake player. HSA choosing to move up towards the middle center Dorito. Sending their plexi player across to the enemy's territory. And then we're gonna run straight up the middle. He's gonna take a sweep there. For the first flag hang. Now we get ready for the 1v1s. First flag hang. On the first try, we'll award them 12 points. Very quick, very aggressive, right up the center. I think with this layout today, I think you're going to find a lot of shorter plays, a lot of runs up the center, far side or near side of the field for you guys. Again, that Doritos side really is a strong side this go around. It's going to give you a bit more leeway, being able to stay up on your feet, quickly move. Just got to wait for the right opportunity. Our 1v1 here.
Someone put a dog in the field? And then there was silence.
Near side player with a good break. I like his movement that he's using.
Absolutely. And the ref's staying right behind him. Up close and personal.
Both guys just sort of not really... No, he's doing good movement. Not really content to stand still. Not really content to play this sort of peak game.
And he's got the flag hang for the extra point.
The little mouse steps for the win.
Yep. A little bit of subtlety goes a long
Drive
way.
your thumb right in there. Oh, good grief. Don't be in your 30s, kids. I need a good massage. Don't mind us, chat. We start getting massage therapists at these tournaments. Oh, it'd be so good. I'm back.
All right, we should have PBZ stepping up to the gates with playing against Bloodline. I really like PBZ. They're probably one of my favorite teams. I've gotten to spend a lot of time with them, traveling on the roads, playing with them, watching them play. They play here quite often. I'd say there were over half the tournaments here last year. They showed up, and they had a handful of wins. And almost every single time they were placing in the top 3, so always a trophy contender. Don't know yet.
Flip a coin.
It's Fives, but Fives isn't here at the moment.
They shouldn't ask us for anything. We don't know what we're doing.
We just talk about stuff and act like we do.
Bro, it's barely 9 in the morning. Do you know how early this is for me? I went to bed like 4 hours ago. You guys are lucky I put pants on.
Did you make it to the Kmart at least?
Kind of. Only to get denied.
Fives. Who's offense on this one? PVZ or team on the left? PVZ then.